Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, E, and in today's video, we are going to take a look at another of my favorite ships from when I was a kid, and that is Ash and Misty from Pokemon. My history of shipping Ash and Misty goes back to when I was probably about 11 or 12. Funny enough, my mom never actually really let us watch Pokemon. My brother and I collected Pokemon cards around the time I was 5 and he was 7 or 8. And once Kyle unwrapped another Charizard card. He had already had one. And I was like major jealous and I didn't have any Charizards. And so my mom was like, Kyle, give her the Charizard card. And he refused to do it and we argued over it. The thing that was frustrating at that time is that my brother had asthma, which stinks, but he got basically like this allowance that every time he went to go get his allergy shots, he got a new pack or two of Pokemon cards. And it's like, oh, so because I don't have asthma, I don't get new Pokemon cards. It seemed rather unjust to me. So we argued over the Charizard card to the point that my mom was like, okay, no more Pokemon ever. And I think she also kind of was influenced by those like hyper conservative, like Christian alarmist people who are saying that Pokemon is of the devil or something. Anyway, I was not really allowed to watch Pokemon, but I still obviously loved Pokemon because what kid in the 90s and early 2000s did not love Pokemon? But I basically had to watch Pokemon somewhat in secret. And one of the ways I did that was at one of my friend's house. She and her younger brother both liked Pokemon, and we would watch it together and play it together when I was at their house. And it was then that I really realized, oh, I think Ash and Misty are such a cute couple. And that is, I think, when I first learned about shipping, like as a thing that people do. I mean, obviously, I'd had ships before, like Arnold and Helga from Hey Arnold, and Jimmy and Cindy from Jimmy Neutron, stuff like that. But I wasn't like die hard. But Ash and Misty was the first one. Like I was like looking up like YouTube AMVs of them and stuff like that, and I learned that it was called shipping. So I would look up those AMVs when I was over at their house and really thought that it was super cute and fun. So what I kind of liked about the Ash and Misty ship, at least when the show first started for several seasons of Pokemon, was that Ash was kind of like a numbskull and like super hasty and irrational, and Misty was super fiery too, and they just got on each other's nerves so badly. But at the end of the day, really cared about each other, and that's why they were traveling together and all this kind of stuff. So I thought it was super cute, and I think it's pretty confirmed in the canon that they had crushes on each other, but obviously nothing ever came of it, because I guess it's really just not that kind of show. And Misty and Ash parted ways, and then there was May and Dawn and all the other girls that Ash traveled with. And so I guess I kind of lost interest in the ship. And after May left the show, his second female traveling companion, I kind of lost interest in watching Pokemon. By then I was getting a little bit old for the anime. Obviously, I still to this day like playing Pokemon games. I still play Pokemon Go from time to time. I live in a small town now, so I really can't play Pokemon Go like I used to, but I still like Pokemon. It's just obviously the anime not so much. Part of the reason I think I lost interest in the anime is because I feel like Ash started to lose all of his personality. When you watch the first several seasons, he's like I said, kind of a numbskull. He goes so hard in everything that he does, and he just takes all these risks, and he's just fiery and has this really funny personality. But in later seasons, I guess his character kind of develops to the point where he's not making those dumb decisions anymore. He's a lot more mature and more level-headed, but then he kind of doesn't have a personality at all. He's almost like one of those blank slate characters, like how people can like complain that Bella Swan was in Twilight, or how Harry Potter acts in the first Harry Potter movie. Like They're just nothing really going on. They're just kind of like this, almost like a conduit for you to experience the magic of their world through, but they don't really contribute much to what's going on. So for this drawing, I guess they look a little bit aged up. Misty and Ash both look a little bit older in this picture, and I drew it, of course, more in my style versus like that typical Pokemon anime style. Ash, I wanted him to look a little bit more Asian or Japanese, and I don't know how well I pulled that off. I was kind of, as I was drawing him initially, he looked kind of like Junghyun from SHINee, which is my favorite Korean pop band, in case you want to know. And I just kind of leaned into it. I know that Junghyun's not Japanese, he was Korean, but he kind of looks like that, so I was like, okay, well, that gave him kind of like a more Eastern Asian appearance. But Misty, I did not attempt to make look Asian at all, because she's got orange hair and blue eyes, which is not really typical of Japanese people, so I left her looking kind of Caucasian. But Ash is meant to look Asian in this. I don't really know how Asian he looks, but I really actually like the way that this turned out. When I was doing the sketch, I showed it in the beginning of the video. I was going to do some like warm-up sketches, some different concept sketches for the piece to get an idea of what I wanted to do. But the first sketch I drew, I just loved it. So what I wound up doing is I made a makeshift light box. I don't have a light box, but I made one out of like a lamp and a clear Tupperware container. And I just traced over my original sketch for this final piece. Which I did off screen because I sketched it off screen and I didn't feel like trying to rig up my light box and rig up my recording setup at the same time. So I just jumped into the line art in the video. My opinion of Ash and Misty today, would I still ship them like I did when I was a kid? I don't know. I don't know if I would or not. It was kind of cute and funny to watch as a kid, but Ash was 10 years old, and so as an adult woman, I really don't see myself shipping anybody of that age. It's a little too young, but that's why I drew them a little bit older in this picture, to make it a little bit more palatable to myself. And like I said, I really liked how it turned out. I think it's probably one of the best jobs I've ever done drawing Pikachu. My original sketch of him was pretty good based off of, because I was just drawing it off of memory. But he also looked kind of like he was on some catnip or something, and so he doesn't look as drugged in this final version. I think he looks really cute, actually. So that's about all I have to say for this. I think that, I drew it as a Polaroid. So who's taking the picture? Probably Brock. Maybe he's come out with them on their picnic and he snapped the photo for them. So that is my sketch. That's my little illustration for my next ship in my shipping series. All of these ships that I'm drawing are really things that I shipped probably from the time that I was like 8 until I was like 16. So I don't really ship anymore. Not really. I mean, I do, but not like passionately like I used to do. And I think maybe part of that is because I've found love, so I don't really feel like I need to live vicariously through fictional characters anymore. Let me know if you relate to that. Do you find yourself shipping less when you're in a committed relationship, or are you still really into your OTPs? Let me know in the comments down below, and hopefully I will have one more of these videos up before Valentine's Day and then one more coming out after Valentine's Day. But if I don't get that next video up before Valentine's Day, I hope you have a really good holiday. Bye-bye.